Hello and welcome into the Sporting Pod. Along with Tony Allegretti and Emerson Burris, I'm Cole Pepper. Coming up today on the pod, another new addition for the men's team, a busy week of preparation for the women, and a great story of giving back to the community. We are fed by the Bearded Pig, locally owned and operated, with the original location in San Marco. Make sure you swing by the Bearded Pig for great barbecue and great time. Okay, let's start it with the men coming off a 2-0 loss at El Paso. They'll play at Sacramento on Saturday.
I'm going.
Oh, you are?
I am.
That's awesome.
Sacktown,
Wow.
prepare.
Is this part of your flight deal?
No, actually,
Oh,
I did look, and I could have
This week
done
on
that.
Tony's Travel Blog.
Yeah, the Frontier does get me there. There's some slight complications on the way back. But I was actually able to go with the team this time. It's first
Very
time ever.
nice.
First time ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
So, just total blessing. And let me tell you one thing about Sacktown. Our friend Erica Bork, who was like a brand specialist consultant.
Yep.
She helps clubs find their identity, etc. She worked with us for a long time. We spent a lot of time in the community with us. Spent a lot of time with Matthew, our designer that created the
great Matthew Wolf.
Yeah, the great Matthew Wolf. Anyway, she's from Sacramento, so I was excited to connect with her, but she's going to be out of town.
I believe.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Remind me, I'll check. Our friend Sean Woodland, former Channel 4 sports reporter, is in Sacramento now. For a long time was the voice of CrossFit and all that.
Oh,
I think he's still in Sacramento. So
Have you ever been to Sacramento, Cole?
I've never been. I've been to Southern California, and I've been to like L.A. and I've been to San Francisco, Napa Valley, Sonoma, that area.
Yeah, I've
but
never
I've not been to Sacktown.
Me neither.
Okay.
And there's
but
a
I have
little
been to
bit.
San Fran.
I have a bit of a spur in my heel about Sacramento because as a young pup of 10 or 11 years old, I saw my NBA basketball team ripped from my city and taken to Sacramento, the then Kansas City Kings.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
you know.
I'll
And they haven't won a title since.
right, exactly. They got what they deserved.
So there.
Nothing.
All right.
Nice.
Let's get into this. Speaking of Sacramento, it'll be a good test. This is one of the outstanding clubs in the USL Championship. There had been some aspirations for MLS, but I think at this point, Sacramento's thinking we just want to be.
Just want a stadium.
We want to get their stadium. They want to. They're going to build a stadium there. You would imagine they're going to be one of the first teams confirmed in Premier in the Prem.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all plays out. There is a new face on the squad though for the men, and I'm excited about this guy.
Juan Mata.
John Motto. Is it John or John?
I think.
How does he say
Sean.
it?
I don't know.
He's Brazilian. So, but
he's Brazilian. He's only worth $60 million.
hopefully we didn't pay that much.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I really hope not.
Richarlison. Sorry.
Voice of an
Anytime
angel.
somebody says he's Brazilian, I'm going to have to sing that.
All right, I'll
Okay.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He has over 300 professional appearances, most of them in Brazil. You may also remember him from his time playing with
Messi.
Inter Miami, playing with Messi.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want this to be the way that this season has played out, but I think at some point you have to make the best of what you have.
Yeah.
And this has been a huge season of learnings.
Right.
For
An improvement. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you would hope that the learnings lead to improvement.
Sure.
And so you're also talking about, I think we have a better feel for the kind of player that can excel at this level. And I think Mato can be a guy who can be an impact player. We've seen Edgardo Rito make a huge impact. Obviously, Kieran Sadlier has scored a bunch of goals as well. Danny Wilson has come in and seems like he's really helped the back line. I'm excited to see what Mato can do.
Me too.
Me three. I was at training the other day and didn't recognize him and pulled Thomas Roberts aside because he's rehabbing an injury. And I said, who's the new guy? And he had great things to say. He said he's very nice. I've done some digging on social media. Has quite the following on social media, 192,000 followers.
Okay.
He has 3 boys and he's married. And that's about all I know so far. And he played for Inter Miami.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And had a slight overlap with Harvey Neville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A matter of months, I think.
Did he ever play for? Sorry, just because you've done a little background. Did he ever
Just a
play
little
for Austin or? Okay.
The only MLS was
Miami.
Miami. The rest has been. In fact, he started his professional career.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Tony gets the key word here.
Yeah.
With a club in Brazil called Santos.
Yes.
Who is Santos most closely associated with?
Pelé.
That's the guy. That's the guy. So we'll see how he can impact what's going on. It feels to me like things after a long, lonely winter. Here comes the sun, right?
Sure, yeah.
I
Here
think
comes the sun.
I don't sing anymore. There may be copyright infringements. But I like okay. Now it's starting to look like I thought it would look as a first year club, and if they can do some there's still an outside shot of the playoffs. That's very optimistic.
Yeah,
but
Wow.
but
ambitious.
But if they can get into a playoff chase in September and October, that would be something to be looking at that after the start they had, and then that would certainly give them some good momentum heading to season 2.
Agreed. I think all that's great, and I don't know, is Oliveris hurt? Like, why are we?
No, I'm glad you asked that, Tony. Christian Oliveris had been temporarily recalled on loan.
Okay.
From the big club, St. Louis City FC, where he was on loan. They had some injuries. He'll be back at some point. We're just not sure exactly. It depends on their keeper situation. Jake McGuire has.
Yeah, I think Jake's doing a decent, job.
Yeah. So that's another thing to look forward to in terms of all of this. We've got guys starting to get a little healthier. We had Dita Armstrong on the radio show on Tuesday.
Is he back?
Not quite.
Okay.
I saw a video on our social media this morning. He was training.
He was on the grass?
Very active.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he thinks he says it's still some weeks away, but he's making good progress. Yeah. And Dita certainly is a guy who can make an impact on the pitch. You mentioned Thomas Roberts. If he can get back, he certainly was a guy who was making a difference. It just shows you this is such a physical league, and it takes a toll, and you need to have some depth of roster and some guys who can gut through it in order to make it to where you want to. It appears that the Edgardo Rito injury was not as severe as we were concerned about when he was giving the hand sign of like it popped.
Oh, God.
And
arguably our best player. I mean, I think without a doubt, our best outfield player so far this year. He'd only played in 10 games so far, but we'll see how it plays out. So, some positive signs, I think, with the men's team. Totally.
We will talk about this and other topics on the Sporting JAX report. This is going to be interesting. Noon on Saturday on both Channel 4 and ABC 25.
Wow.
So we will be dominating that half-hour block here in Jacksonville. And you can join us every Tuesday at 6 for the Coaches Show on 1010XL. You can listen live and on demand at 1010XL.com. Liam Fox, Stacey Balaam, and a player join me each week, and we get into it with Sporting JAX. All right, speaking of the women, we are, as we record this, on the 30th of July in the morning at the Gemstone Media Studios.
I can't believe it's almost August.
I know.
Happy birthday to Parker Roberts and Andrea Fernandez, who both share our birthday today, by the way. The women had quite a weekend in Tampa. I went down, drove myself, didn't ride with the team. Tony,
no,
I'm not quite as.
He doesn't have those privileges.
No.
Like
It's the first time, so
yeah. So drove down there. Took my wife and daughter down. They sort of relaxed at the hotel while
too hot. Yeah.
While I went out to the closed door friendly just to see how things go. We can't talk about the goals that were scored and by whom and the final score and all that, other than to say that I think it was a very good opportunity for Sporting JAX to identify where some players are in their development, particularly a lot of the younger players playing against another team from our league. After the domination at Wrexham, there had to be a little bit of a, or let's find out where they really a litmus test kind of thing. Right. I think that was a good one. This week, by the way, side note, this was not my intent, but this is the behind the scenes part of it. Yeah. my daughter, who's 6, it's a huge fan of the girls. Just loves. She's got her favorites. She wants to be around them the whole bit. And we went down while they were doing their Friday night dinner, and in the hotel, we just wanted to go down and say hi and say hey to Stacy and Alan and Matt and all the players and staff. And Stacy said, "Hey, do you want to join us for dinner?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't want it. I don't want to be imposing."
Yeah.
And she said, "No, we got a lot of food. Come on in."
Aww.
And so my wife and daughter and I sat sort of at the staff table, with 3 other tables where the players were sitting, large, 10 top kind of tables. And there was a lot of conversation. People were talking to Addie, and at the end of it, she said, "This is the best night of my life." And
so amazing.
To be able to high five Sophie Jones and to talk to Bo and Paige and some others, and this is where it struck me. It struck me that now listen, not every little girl's dad is a broadcaster for the team,
right? So
there's some special privilege there, but the impact that team can make on girls in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we need to make sure we don't lose sight of it.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of impact that you just love to see how excited a young soccer fan will be just from having that kind of one-on-one experience.
This is giving me flashbacks to when I was little and would go out to FCKC games in Kansas City, and players like Heather O'Reilly and Becky Sauerbrunn and Shea Groom, who now plays for Carolina Ascent, I would get autographs from them after the game, and I still remember each and every time I did that and getting to talk to them for just a few seconds, but that will last with Addie forever, just like it's lasted with me, so that's so awesome.
By the way, have you told Shea?
I have, yes. Okay. We were actually on the same flight and sat next to each other when we were coming back from being at home over the break a little bit, and she was like, "You're making me feel so old." So no, it was nice to catch up with her and tell her that I used to watch you when I was little, and now here I am covering you.
When she said it was the best night of her life, were you tempted to do a homer and say "so far"?
I will tell you, I just looked at my wife and I must have had a huge grin.
Yeah,
and as a parent, when your kids tell you something that you have created for them means that much to them in the moment.
Yeah,
that's parent points.
Mm-hmm.
Great, you get those parent points.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah,
Cole.
As someone that's heading to Tallahassee not long after the podcast or after the event, I hope I get.
We'll get to that. Yeah. So. Yeah, Tony's in a little different spot in terms of the age of his kids than mine, and Emerson is in a completely different spot without any kids at all.
Not for a long
the women
time.
also had media day.
Take your time.
One of 2 internal media days this week. And let me describe what media day is in this sense. Go in, get headshots in both the home and away kits, do some little social media things that will show up. And what struck me about this is some of the things that are going on. Again, the composition of the men's team, which includes people married with kids, all the way down to Zeke Soto's 19.
Yeah, we have some unks.
We got some unks in there too. More and more as the days go on. And with the women, where pretty much almost everybody is with a couple of exceptions, is basically like post grad,
right? Even the exceptions are young
grads. Parker Roberts probably would have been out of grad school by now. Certainly Caroline Murray, but almost everybody else could still be in grad school. If they had pursued it. And so the energy in that room is much different.
It's completely different.
Oh my goodness! There was a moment when 2 of the players, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Amanda Pourbaugh and Melina Dakari, who I asked, by the way, the pronunciation. And she goes, well, technically, because it's French-Canadian, it's Dakari.
Yeah. Okay. That's how I'm saying it. Dakari.
Yeah. And
Dakari.
And so I'm going to say I'll probably go with, she goes, but it's been said all kinds of ways. I go, can I kind of just anglify that and go with Dakari? She's like, yeah, that's perfect. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're looking at me with such a disappointed face.
Yeah, when somebody hands you Dakari, you gotta roll with it.
Will you not pass the ball to Dakari? Why not? It's good for everyone.
We've gone
God,
straight
sounds
into
like Ratatouille.
straight into Pepe Le Pew. Yeah. Don't look.
Anyway,
that up.
they were in where you have sort of a rounded white sheet behind you, and it looks like sort of just white. There's no edges or anything. They're on the ground with their hands.
Or like a Walmart
fingertips,
pose.
yes, fingertips touching under their chins.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Ryan Edwards and Antonio Gomez doing that pose.
Probably not.
But
unfortunately,
which would be pretty hilarious. But part of it is the age they are. Part of it is just the culture that team has created, and it's always easier to create a culture when you're winning. I acknowledge that, but the leadership from the staff, the leadership from the veteran players like Parker, like Sophie Jones, and others, even the leadership of younger players like Georgia Brown, and by the vibes are all had been created by Georgia Brown and Jamie Gerstenberg, the backup keeper, and there are more of the new players who I think are vibe creators too on this team, so it might get very vibey this season coming up. Emerson.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was just thinking of some words to describe the women's team, and the first thing that comes to mind is fun. They're all so fun. They're all so easy to get along with.
Laid back.
Yes.
Yeah, let's keep that rolling.
I'm excited to get to know the new players. I think it's going to be so fun getting to know them and their personalities and do player features with them. So, yeah, they're so fun.
Well, I will say that Dakari is one I think you'll really enjoy. She's very chatty. I talked with AJ
She's
Hennessy.
A baller.
She is very. I think she's going to play a lot. Yeah. AJ Hennessy has got a fun attitude as well.
Also a baller.
I think I talked last week about having Ginger Fontenot on the radio show, who baller and just very somebody you could sit. You'd like to sit.
Is she Penn? Which one was Penn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
she had played with Paige.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you were stuck on a cross country flight with her next to you, you'd feel very easy to chat with. Interesting, obviously intelligent. You don't go to Penn as a dummy. So I talked to Amanda Porbaugh, the new keeper as well. So really a good group, and looking forward to big things in this sprint season. It is going to be an absolute sprint for the women as they play starting August the 15th at Fort Lauderdale, and then at home against Tampa Bay Sun on August the 22nd. Season tickets are available from just $70 for the season. Go up.
Say that again.
You can get a season ticket for the Gainbridge Super League Sporting JAX squad for $70 for the season.
Season ticket, which is that's like 3 beers at some professional games.
Yes.
You're so right.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Let's go. And it's a whole season, and the tailgate's always free, and Jacksonville loves this club, and this club loves Jacksonville, so please consider. Yeah. Even if you give away your tickets, you can't go to many of the games.
Yep.
You will not regret buying season tickets for these women.
100%. And I also... Yes, Emerson?
I have something to say.
Okay.
As we were talking about the new women's players, I don't want to let this slip away because this is fun. I did my player feature this week with Ahmad Alcock, who I asked him about his nicknames. They call him Basmati. So tune into the Sporting JAX report to hear why.
Is it because he's thin as rice?
What is that? Fluffy.
But we were chit-chatting after and catching up, and he was asking about the women's team, and he knows Macy Teeter from UNC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Also baller.
Also baller.
Yeah.
Yes.
Former
Anyways,
Vandy.
Yeah.
Go on, Cole. That's all.
All right, that's good. So the other thing I just wanted to point out that in the evening of on Saturday, I took my wife and daughter to see Wrexham play Leeds. Mm-hmm. The men's team was in Tampa, so we were there. Let's go check it out. And lo and behold, who else was there watching Wrexham? Yes,
Stacey Balaam.
Stacey Balaam is the correct answer.
Bam.
And she was on the big screen.
She was.
What?
I'll show it to you.
It's so cool.
I captured
Kiss
it.
cam or no?
No, just it was funny because she was like, "Oh, don't turn the camera around on me. Don't turn the camera around on me." And then it was, and she waved, and there was I'm gonna guess it probably wasn't necessarily a awareness of who she was.
Oh, right.
But there was a round of applause all of a sudden for it. So I don't.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it was nice.
But not your daughter's best day ever, was it?
It was the day before.
Right.
Yeah. So interesting to see that, and
they beat Leeds.
They did, and although the best part of the game, I mentioned this on the radio show, the best part of the game, because a lot of the regulars didn't play, and there was
you got to see people.
An 18-year-old who came on for Leeds wearing number 66. So, probably academy player, I'm imagining, something like that, by the name of Ollie Pickles.
Wow, what a name.
Ollie Pickles, who is the real deal. He did at one point get sandwiched between two players, and did spear one out of the air, though.
My gosh.
That was very impressive.
Any chips?
It looked like he wasn't going to come on, and he looked half sour about that, but they did finally send him on it with about 20 minutes to play, and we got our dose. We got Ollie Pickles on the side.
Ollie Pickles was named Club Scholar of the Year.
I mean, listen,
it's pretty cool.
He is rapidly becoming one of my favorite Premier League players. We'll see if he gets any action this year at all.
There's probably a lot of people with the nickname Pickles that jersey will be a good.
I think I need to buy that jersey.
You might have to.
Pretty awesome.
You might have to.
Because Pickles are pretty.
Oh, it's his
pretty
first
badass,
appearance.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just 18.
That's
so
exciting.
just a kid.
Go Ollie boy.
So all right, that was that. I just wanted an excuse to knock out some dad
That
puns.
was really good.
And I do want to remind you that if you do want season tickets for the women's season, 904-863-KICK or go to sportingjax.com. Now, finally, let me wrap up this. Later on this afternoon, we will be at an event where the Sporting JAX women's team will visit the corner at Deb's on the east side for a check presentation of a $9,990 $9,900 dollar donation as part of the 2026 Gainbridge Super League season Gainbridge Savings Tracker Program, where money was donated for every save made by our keepers.
Plus Kirstenberg.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So almost 10 grand, Tony, going to this store that is real, that has great, unbelievable history in that neighborhood, and now is serving a vital role in that community.
That's right, and it's really meaningful because it's helping to eradicate food insecurity in that part of the of Jackson, right, east side, and so we have choices about where we can kind of direct. Gainbridge is the sponsor, right? So they're the ones, and one of the things that kind of came up was there's been it's not a political thing, but there's been a cut in produce used to get kind of like a double value with EBT or SNAP or whatever the program is, and that's been not
reduced.
And so the first thing that Goodwill, who kind of helps manage the store and all that, said to us is that this is going to be huge for helping keep food on the table for folks that really need it. And so that was easy choice to do. And so really so we work with Gainbridge a lot. And, when you think about, like, for the foundation, which I'm, doing, is we got a whole mini pitch. Like, there's kids playing now every day on something that Gainbridge came into the market and helped us with. And it's just, I can't say enough about how amazing they are.
They've been fantastic. Yeah. So supportive of the women's game in particular, but of the game in general.
And at the ceremony, when we do this afternoon, Dekari will be there.
Dekari will be there.
So hopefully she doesn't find any rats inside.
Man, I can't wait to try out her name on her.
All right, now we come to the time in the Sporting Pod when Tony breaks format.
Well, so really one of the things, and we're going to talk about this actually after the pod, that we're doing. I think I mentioned it earlier, but the foundation has we've done a lot of research on what the parents that we work with. We've worked with almost 2,000 students in the last almost 2 years, and one of the things we keep hearing is, like, they love the series, they love the fact that their kids are getting better at soccer, that they're loving it and all that, but it doesn't feel like they're on a team, right? And so that's a good note, right? So one of the things that we're putting a lot of effort into now and working on scale and where and when is we're gonna create teams so that these kids who a year ago wouldn't have been able to play soccer anywhere. There's just not fields, there's not training, there's not coaches. We're gonna create a league for 2027, and so to keep updated on that, sportingjax.com/foundation. But that's also, if you're listening and you want your kid to get involved, that's where you would sign up. So watch that space. Really excited about that. And I can't wait to come back and talk about Sacramento with you guys next week.
Yeah, can't wait to hear about your trip to Sacto. All right. Yeah. That'll do it for us here on the Sporting Pod. A reminder, please help us grow the community around Sporting JAX. This podcast is one way we can connect with people who are interested in what's happening with Sporting JAX and soccer in Jacksonville and beyond. Please share this podcast with your soccer fan friends. Subscribe, whether you want to do so on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you find your favorite podcast. We love to have you along for the ride. For Tony Allegretti and Emerson Burris, I'm Cole Pepper. Thanks so much for listening to
The
Sporting Pod.
Do.